Good morning, everybody. In this video today, we'll be talking about the introduction to the story that is prescribed to us by Mark Twain, titled as The Celebrated Jumping Frog of Calaveras County. As we are acquainted with, Mark Twain is the pen name of Samuel Langdon Clemens, 1835 to 1910, and is a celebrated American fiction writer who is very well known for his Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Huckleberry Finn. The story that is prescribed to us is the celebrated jumping frog of Calaveras County. The very name Calaveras County is quite interesting to talk about. What is this? This is the picture of the states of United States of America, and the one that is marked with a red star to the extreme left is what is called as California. That is the state of California, which is on the extreme west of America. In the state of California, we have Calaveras County, a small place that is marked in orange. Calaveras County is located within California's historic gold country and spectacular high Sierra. Angel's Camp is the name of a small place in Calaveras County, which is marked with a star in the map. Angel's Camp, also known as the City of Angels, and formerly it was known as Angel's Camp or Angel City, Carson's Creek, or Clear Lake, is the only incorporated city in Calaveras County, California, United States, which is very well established sometime maybe in 1860, which is very well known for the California gold mine and the gold collection. In the map, you could find the yellow colored portion on top as well as in the bottom across the entire river of Sacramento in California. The upper part is what is written as Reka, which is the Northern California goldfields, and the lower part of the river of Sacramento, you find Sierra Nevada goldfields. These are the two world's biggest goldfields across California in Angel's Camp. Mark Twain is one of the great writers of the realism movement in American literature. The celebrated jumping frog of Calaveras County is quintessentially Twain in these ways: simple, funny, and wildly popular, giving us insight into both the writing style Twain created and the cultural context in which he wrote. The celebrated jumping frog of Calaveras County was first published in the New York Saturday Press in 1865. Originally, the title of the story was Jim Smiley and His Jumping Frog. The quirky characters and original and funny storytelling earned the story an immediate readership. The story was reprinted in several other papers and magazines and eventually gained its permanent name in a few months later. The background to the story is that it takes place in Angel's Camp, California, and is basically an encounter between two men. The narrator, who is the first character, whose name is never mentioned in the story, but it is supposed to be Mark Twain himself. The narrator actually comes down in the story to show up to see old Simon Wheeler, who is the second character in the story. Basically, the narrator, who is never given a name, has been asked by a friend back east to get some information about a person who is named as Leonidas W. Smiley. He is told that old Simon Wheeler will be able to help him. That's really all the reader is told about the background of the encounter. Eventually, a third character presents himself in the story, who is named as Jim Smiley. So character-wise, we have the unnamed narrator, Mark Twain himself. Then we have Simon Wheeler, the man in a tavern in a small mining town in California called Angel's Camp. Then we have Leonidas W. Smiley, for whom actually the unnamed narrator is searching. He doesn't mean Leonidas W. Smiley, but a new character is met with who is named as Jim Smiley. And this Jim Smiley has got three important pets. Number one is Andrew Jackson, Jim Smiley's bullpup. The second is the 15-minute nag, Jim Smiley's horse. And the third is Daniel Webster, Jim Smiley's frog. These characters are met with a stranger in the end of the story. With this introduction to the story and the characters, let us go into the story and read the story. Before reading the story, these are some of the vocabulary items that are seen in the story, which you are supposed to know to understand it better. Most always is an expression. It's a typical US informal way of expression, which means almost always. Dan''L. This is to be pronounced as Daniel. It's a noun and it's the abbreviation of the given name, Daniel. Anyways is an adverb that is used in the story. It's a typical informal American way of expression, which means anyway. Studied in a minute. Again, it is an informal word that is used in America, which means thought a minute. Get you a frog is an informal American expression, which would mean get a frog for you. Plant is a verb that is used in the story, which means it is to put or place something or yourself firmly or forcefully on a surface or in a particular position. With these vocabulary items and the meanings in mind, I would want you to read the story by yourself and wait for tomorrow's video for the explanation of the story. Enjoy reading the story. Bye for now.